Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how to multiply mixed numbers without converting to improper fractions, and it includes cancellation. So let's get started. As I mentioned in the previous video, the link is in the description below. You want to do like this, and then you draw a line here, and then you're ready for the first step. So the first step is this: 8 over 11 times 5 over 8. Right, so as you see, you can only cancel numbers this way or this way. There are only two ways. You cannot cancel them right here. No, you can't do that. So basically, we can see there's both 8 here and 8 here. And also, since they're the same number, we don't have to write numbers. So the remaining numbers just go in here. So 5 is just 5. 11 is just 11. So 5 over 11 is the first clue. So we're going to write it down. We're going to write it here. We're going to write it here. So yeah, we're going to write it here. And now what's the second step? The second step we're going to do is to multiply here and here. So 9 times 5 over 8. So basically multiply the numerator by the whole number. So 9 times 5 is 45. You keep the 8 the same. So like this. The answer is 45 over 8, but I don't like it as an improper fraction. We have to convert it. So in order to convert it, we have to do this trick. If you have a denominator of 8, you do this, and you multiply the first digit by 2, which is 8, and then you add it to here. And then, yes, and you have something like this. And now the next, and also, if you see that's an improper fraction still, you can just simply repeat the steps. Right, then we have 5 and 5 over 8. That's the answer to the second clue. So where do we write it? Well, since we did it with 5 over 8, we should write it right here, right next to here. And now what is the third step? The third step is to do this. So we have 8 over 11 times 5. So as I mentioned before, it's whole number times numerator. So 8 times 5 is 40. You keep the 11 the same. So we have 40 over 11. But in order to do this, to convert this to a mixed number with a denominator of 11, you have to check what is the first digit larger than the second. Yes, so you have to borrow. So this becomes a 3, and then you add 10, and then you subtract this by 3. So the formula is something like this. So basically we subtract this by 1, and it goes here, and then you move it here, and you add this, you secretly add it by 10 by this 0 here. So 10 minus 3, which is 7. So the answer to this is 3 and 7 over 11. And now on to the final step, which is 9 times 5, which is simple, which is 45. So we write a 45 here. And now on to the final boss. We have to add all those up. So we have 45 plus 3. 45 plus 3 is 48. And then 48 plus 5 is 53. And now what's the next step? Look, you see those two fractions right here have the same denominator. We can just simply add them up. So we have 5 plus 7, which is 12. You keep the denominator of 11 the same. So we have 12 over 11, and converting is simple. You just simply subtract this to this. So 12 minus 11 is 1. So we write a 1 here, but you put the 1 here. So we have 1 and 1 over 11. And now what's the final step? I mean, not the final step, but we have to add those. Next, 53 plus 1 is 54. And now, what's the penultimate step? The penultimate step is this. So we have 5/8 plus 1 over 11. I mean 5 over 8 plus 1 over 11. So how are we going to do this? Let's use this trick. It's called the X method because it's shaped like an X. So this and then this. So 5 times 11, which is 55. And then 8 times 1 is 8. And then 8 times 11 is 88. So yeah, and then you just simply add those two numbers up. 55 plus 8 is 63. So the answer is 63 over 88. And now, what is the last step? The last step is to do this. You combine the whole number by the fraction and you got the answer. The answer is 54 and 63 over 88. Let me stretch this to look better. So yeah, that's the answer. Wait, let me erase this and I'll circle the answer. Also, let me remove this to look better. And then here's the answer. 54 and 63 over 88. That's how you do it with cancellation. Anyway, see you soon. Bye.